Okay, welcome for the database office hours of the 12th of August 2020. I see Patrick is also dropping in. Welcome. Yeah, first point of the agenda was that Andreas made sure that the title of this meeting includes the rec, which should make the recording start automatically, which it seems it does. I joined this first one and the recording just began. Let's check after the meeting if the recording is like in the location where we expected, but other than that, I think this is working. So that's really nice. I guess we still have to make sure that it's manually uploaded to YouTube, but yeah, that's something we cannot get around with, I guess. Okay. Next item was yeah the fact that the schema migration versions are no longer in structure.sql, which I think is like a really nice improvement we have. So thanks, Patrick, for that. Personally, I not have been like involved with merge requests yet who had to change something about that. So I'm not having like any experience with it yet. I don't know if any users are having trouble with regenerating the migration or stuff like that. Any thoughts from your side?
I think people, mostly have figured it out now. We did merge yesterday, or I merged an update, which is it'll only create now a schema migration file if the migration file actually exists in the migrate or the post migrate directory. So that was helping people when they were switching branches and things, and they would run the migrations. It would create a file and a branch from the migration from the other branch. So now it checks to see if the migration file actually exists. So hopefully that will fix some of the issues people are having.
Yeah, that seems that makes sense. That's cool. Okay, well, yeah. Let's just keep an eye on it, that we make sure that every merge request does it the right way now. And other than that, I guess we'll post in the issue if there are any other problems with that. Okay.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Cool. The last item is from Adam. Do you want to explain, or shall I? Because I've been reading a little bit
Yeah,
on it.
sure. It came up during a review, and I was also thinking about this earlier. So when we schedule background migrations, we always set this interval like 2 minutes, and it's coming from active super duration, and this will create a scheduled sidekick job, and at some point this job will be scheduled. And the default interval is 2, and behind the scenes there is a piece of code that ensures that we cannot schedule the same background migration within 2 minutes. And the concern here was that there are some, it's not precise what the sidekick scheduler does, so it can often happen when we are about to start a migration, about to schedule another job, but it's actually the code that checks if the 2 minutes interval is okay, is actually returning false, so it's not okay. And then we basically skip a 2-minute slot, which makes the whole migration, background migration run longer, because we sometimes might skip a 2-minute window. And I haven't really spent time actually verifying this, but we should definitely take a closer look and see if we can actually if this is actually a problem, because then our estimation about the background migration execution times are kind of wrong. And if we actually prove that this is a problem, we need to have a fix for this somehow. I don't know if you ever run into this problem, or seen something up with the sidekick scheduler.
Yeah, I guess this is a valid point, but yeah, I see in the merge request that Mike created, he set the interval at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, which is probably still not like enough. But I'm not sure how precise that that sidekick actually is in like scheduling. If there was a lot of work on the queue anyway, I can imagine the delay will be more than 10 seconds even, or whatever. I don't know. Another thing I'm just wondering, maybe if we are scheduling job in batches, should we maybe, because it's using exclusive leases for this, maybe we can like propose, if you're doing things in batches, that like the batch number or something like that, it's in the lease key, so that multiple batches can like be out of sync, but it can run in parallel. Or is that, yeah, not solving the problem? Yeah, I'm not a sidekicks expert myself. Maybe
Yeah,
we
I'm
should check
thinking
with
about
yeah.
Is how to actually verify this.
how to verify this problem. Maybe somewhere we'll log the, the background jobs with the execution time, so we can actually see that, hey, I have this background
I
job.
cannot hear you at this point, Adam. You're very quiet. I'm not sure if that's just me or.
Can you hear me? Okay. So maybe in Kibana we log the executions of the background jobs, and we can actually see the timestamp when they are enqueued, and from there we can see if we notice any gaps in the execution times. Normally we should see for a particular background job 2 minutes intervals, and if we don't see them, that means we have a problem. I don't know if this data available in Kibana or not.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was wondering, do we anywhere like enforce that the job that's running in the background job in one batch or whatever, that it's not taking more than 2 minutes anyway? Or should we like set it to 1 minute for each batch and make sure that it completes within a minute
So
to have
this
like
is this is about the delay between two background jobs. Sorry, I maybe was not clear. So every background job should, so if you have a background job that you create, uh, Sidekick or Redis, the scheduler should wait 2 minutes between each slice of the job. So that's the rule what we are having. So it's not about the runtime of the background migration task, but more like the delay between the job executions.
yeah, okay, but that's no problem. Okay, I might be like missing what the real problem is. It's not about exclusive lease, or is it?
No, I don't think so. It's when we schedule the jobs. So let's say you run a complex background migration that, I don't know, have to insert a new need to update a column in the issues table, and then you do this each batch thing to have batched data with the max ID and the min ID, and then we create n, I don't know, few hundred, few thousand of background jobs scheduled 2 minutes, them 2 minutes apart, and the problem might be with the scheduling, because we say from now on in 2 minutes process the first slice, and after basically 4 minutes process the second slice. So it's not about the execution of the job, but more like our logic, how we prevent overloading the database and prevent executing too many sidekick jobs, too many background migrations within a time interval. I don't know if I understand it, if I explain it clearly. I forget to link the. There is a piece of a link there. You can paste it in the chat.
Yeah, personally, I think I need to dig deeper, like how things are doing or done at this moment, because I might be like not understanding the problem completely. I'm not sure if anyone else here has like more thoughts on it or ideas or understanding on.
Yeah, I think there was a similar issue raised a while ago by Nick. He was kind of pointing out the same of we have the process of enqueuing the jobs up front, and it's really database heavy because we're querying across the whole table to batch all that. So there is an issue tracking that right now. It hasn't really been looked at recently, but it's something that we have been talking about. Maybe looking at, we did a little bit of work with background migrations when we did the partitioning. It's something we would like to build on. So I can link to issue if you have comments. That'd be great to add them, because the proposal suggested by Nick was to have each job and queue the next job as it's running. But we need more tracking in order for that to work properly, which is something we have to think about how we want to do that. Because if the chain breaks, obviously, then that one job fails and the next, then we need some way to restart that process. So
For that, then we need some kind of reliable persistence, because we can actually currently lose sidekick jobs.
right, yeah, we did. As part of the partitioning work, we added a table in the database to track the background migration jobs. We'll probably, maybe in future milestones, be adding more around that. But there is a table now where you can store, it's sort of manual, but you can store the information of the job and whether or not it completed or failed, and the arguments and the name and things like that. So it's something we can build on probably to solve this problem.
Patrick, do you happen to have like an issue or a merge request or something we can refer to?
Yeah, I'll find it and I'll link it in the agenda.
Yeah, you can add it later. No worries. Okay, I guess that's it for today, unless anyone else has something popping up at this moment. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wrap it up then. Thanks everyone for joining, and enjoy your day. Bye bye.